Spencer Christian, Eyewitness News.
The People's Court, today at 4:30.
Honestly, Jody, I don't know why you wanted to come down to the studio.
Would you stop being such a grouch? Besides, I can't help remembering what happened the last time Chad and Pietro got together, so there's no harm in looking in on them, is there? Oh, my God. Kevin, what happened to you?
Looks like one hell of a battle. I think Chad's coming, too.
Kevin, I think Pietro's been stabbed.
No, don't look at it. Come on, it's too ugly.
Okay, but stay calm. We're gonna need help.
Go ahead, you do that. I'll try to stop the bleeding.
Hello. Yes, we're gonna need a doctor and an ambulance. Someone has been stabbed. Yes, it's at the Dietrichson Drama Studio. And that's... You do. Okay, my name is Jody Travis, and yes, I will be here. Thank you very much, and please hurry.
Chad! Chad, what happened?
I don't know. Jody.
Chad, tell us what happened. Did you have a fight with Pietro?
Pietro. Yeah, he was here. He was yelling at me and accusing me of having something to do with the death of his father and brothers.
He wasn't coming down here to pick a fight. He was coming here just to talk to you.
He just wanted to find out what happened to them.
He still blames me. I told him he was wrong, and then he asked him to leave.
He's hurt pretty bad, Jody.
Hurt? What are you talking about?
You don't know? He's been stabbed. Looks like it's one of your knives.
So then you must have had a fight.
No. All I remember was telling him to get out, and he said he wouldn't, so I said I was leaving, and I walked out the door. That's all I remember.
You mean someone knocked you out?
Yeah.
Well, that seems pretty strange, doesn't it, since we found you in here?
He must have dragged me back in here. You've got to believe me.
Chad, is that your knife?
It's for my tabouret. I use it to cut canvases. But I swear I didn't use it to do that.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by April Fresh Downy, America's favorite fabric softener, and by Lemon Fresh Joy for a lemon fresh clean right down to the shine.
What a mess. You know, my grandmother had a secret. She squeezed lemons to get dishes clean.
I sure don't need to do that now. For a Lemon Fresh Clean, I use Lemon Fresh Joy.
Lemon Fresh Joy?
It'll really take care of this mess.
Still squeezing lemons,
You don't need to squeeze lemons to get clean dishes. Squeeze Lemon Fresh Joy.
Joy smells so lemony.
Incredibly lemony. And Joy's thick suds give us that Lemon Fresh Clean right down to the shine.
Gorgeous shine. These dishes are so clean, they shine.
Like the shine your grandmother got?
Maybe. Even better.
Try Lemon Fresh Joy for a lemon fresh clean that shines.
Nora?
Yes, Aunt Jane.
I know a guest shouldn't be critical, dear, but these towels don't feel as soft as they used to.
But I used a fabric softener. You tried a drier brand. Downy softens better.
And I love that fresh smell it had before.
You should have used Downy.
Only Downy rinses in April freshness, and Downy softens through and through. Not just here and there like dryer brands. And Downy helps rinse out static cling.
My, these towels.
Yes, Aunt Jane?
They're softer now. And they smell fresh. Now, what happened?
I'm using Downy again. She sure noticed the difference.
I do love visiting here. Oh,
thanks.
Deep Downy softness, a noticeable improvement.
Come in, Mr. Foley.
Thank you.
So just what does the CEA want to talk to me about? Does it have something to do with my late father?
Well, there is some connection, yes. Look, Miss Bryson, I'd appreciate it if we could talk alone.
Excuse me, sir, but a private citizen doesn't have to talk with a government agent unless you've got a court subpoena. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct, Mr. I don't think I got your name.
I don't believe I got yours.
Foley, George Foley. I'll show you my ID again if you'd
Mr.
like.
Foley, I just don't understand why the government is being introduced into my case. Everything that you could possibly want to know is on record. Have you talked to Mr. Carr, the district attorney?
Please, don't misunderstand me, Miss Bryson. We're not interested in the charges that were brought against your father. This is an entirely different subject.
But he's connected in some way.
Well, yes. Look, I really meant it when I said you don't have to answer my questions, but... Well, why don't you just hear those questions first and then decide?
Well, that sounds fair, Jim.
On one condition, that I stay.
Mr. Foley, would you mind if Mr. Dietrichson stayed?
Dietrichson? Did you say your name was Jim Dietrichson?
Yes?
Oh, well, in that case, I'd be glad if he stayed. In fact, I'd appreciate it.
How come?
Look, could we sit down?
Yes, I'm sorry, please. Have a seat.
Well, because the man we're interested in learning about is the man who was using that name, Jim Dietrichson, when he was a patient in Dr. Bryson's clinic at Lucerne.
Oh, so that's what this is about. You're investigating the imposter business.
Yes, you might say that.
But the police have that whole story, don't they? About Skylar Whitney and Jefferson Brown?
Actually, our interest in Jefferson Brown goes back many years. Also, our interest in the man he was working for in Washington, D.C.
Who was that?
His name was Wilcox. Fowler Wilcox.
Here you go. I tried to make it as dry as possible, but it still looks pretty wet to me. I hope it's okay for you to drink that stuff. I mean, with your throat in that condition and all. Yeah, I thought you might react that way. Guess it's back to fruit juice, huh? What kind? No, we don't have any banana juice. What? Apple juice? Oh, sorry, none of that. Try again. Huh? Oh, I get a pineapple. Yeah. Hey, you want pineapple juice? Yeah, we have some, but first let's get this dinner together, okay? Tell me what you'd like. You want to start with peanuts? Who starts with peanuts? No, tiny or shrimp. You want a shrimp cocktail? Okay. What do you want for the main course? Steak! Yeah, I get it. Big steak. Thick steak. Yeah. Juicy steak. What else? A typewriter? Oh. Corn on the cob? Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this. What else? Oh. You want a big glass of beer? Sure. Hey, I can do that. I'll tell you what. Let me go to the store right now. I'll pick you up some stuff and, What? What's the matter? Oh, I get it. You mean that you'd like that dinner, but you can't eat it? Oh, I guess it's back to the same old liquid diet again, huh? You poor little baby. Oh. You know, you're good at this pantomime stuff. Did you really do it in college? A little, yeah? Well, what sort of thing did you do? Could you show me? Oh, please, come on, look. If we can't have a fancy dinner, then at least let's have a floor show. Okay. All right? Oh, come here. Oh, Damie boy, I always liked you when you talked, but I love you when you don't. You know what I like best about it? About you not talking, I mean. Well, I can tell you anything I want, and you can't answer me back. And, well, what I want to tell you now is that, I know that I'm not much of anything, Damien. I mean, I'm not educated because I never got through high school, and I've never known anybody but creeps my whole life. But maybe I'm not as dumb as you think. I read, you know, sometimes a couple books a week. Nothing too deep, but I read just the same, and I've been to night school. I even took a course in art appreciation. Can you imagine that? Eddie would laugh his head off if he knew that. But I know Eddie's a jerk about that stuff in that gallery of his because some of it's good. I mean, I know, Look, what it is that I'm trying to tell you is that you wouldn't have to be ashamed of me if you ever... What am I doing anyway? I'm bending your ear when I should be out there and I should be making you some... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Look, tell you what. Don't you worry about a thing, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mix you up something real special. You know why? Because you're a real special guy.
Announcing Fritos brand Lights. A remarkably light, crispy corn chip. New Fritos brand Lights. Same great taste as Fritos corn chips, but lighter, crispier, incredibly munchable. Fritos Lights. The great taste of Fritos corn chips in crispy new Fritos brand Lights.
Wonderful, Mr. Just in case you're heading on a shopping spree. Just in case you're hugged 100 times. Just in case you're a bachelor with a new degree. You got your Dial.
Dial, the leading deodorant soap, has twice the active ingredient of the #2 brand. Twice as much. For confidence all day long.
Just in case.
Hey!
Oh, boy.
Aren't you glad you used Dial?
Every quarrel has a reason, Mr. Sutherland. What was the start of this one?
It wasn't a quarrel. It takes two to argue, and I had nothing against that guy.
You two weren't exactly best of friends.
He did try to kill you.
I've never been too compassionate towards people who wanted to kill me, and believe me, I've met more than one.
When Pietro tried to shoot Chad, he didn't know him. He just knew who he was.
Yes, I remember that incident. That's when I first found out your father was the president of Eden.
Then his motives were purely political.
What about the argument? Wasn't that political, too?
Well, that's... Oh, Mike.
Are you two all right?
I'm fine, Mike.
Good. What's Campbell's condition? The ambulance was leaving just as I arrived.
He didn't look very good to me, but we'll have to wait for the hospital report.
I suppose you know that Campbell and I were at the Cavanaugh home just before he came over here.
Jody told me.
Yeah, and he said he was coming here to talk to Chad, but not to cause any trouble.
Wasn't a very smart idea having him come here, especially after he'd been granted immunity.
Well, I agree with you, but he said that he wanted to find out, well, how his brother and father were killed.
He blamed you for their deaths, didn't he, Mr.
No,
Sutherland?
he doesn't, Mike. He knows that Chad is not personally responsible.
Well, of course I'm not. I haven't been to Eden in more than a year.
You do know what's going on there, don't you? I mean, you do get some word from the folks at home.
Mr. Sutherland, I'm sure Chief Mallory has reminded you that only the truth will straighten out this situation.
I'm telling the truth. I wanted to avoid an argument. That's why I tried to leave.
You were doing that? That's when you were hit from behind the head?
Yes. He must have been out there concealing himself.
Did you get any medical attention?
No, I'm all right. I just have one hell of a headache, that's all.
Well, I still think it would be wise if you got some medical attention. Don't you, Derek?
Yes, I agree with that. In fact, I insist upon it. These head injuries can be tricky. Joe, escort Mr. Sutherland to Monticello General Emergency. Have them take a look at him.
Chief, I'd much
Will
rather...
you please do as I say, Mr. Sutherland? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now maybe we'll find out just how serious this injury is.
It was genuine, Chief. I can vouch for it.
Yeah, when we put the ice pack on his head, I mean, the back of it was caked with blood.
Who would have done this? Doesn't make sense that it was done for political reasons, since Pietro and Sutherland were on opposing sides.
Well, maybe they were after Pietro and Chad just got in the way.
Maybe, but we just can't ignore the obvious.
What's that supposed to mean?
Pietro might have meant what he said when he left you. Maybe he didn't intend to lose his temper when he came back here.
But when he confronted Sutherland, and if they argued about what happened to his family,
That's maybe when they fought.
it was Sutherland's weapon.
God knows he had the motive.
Well, then you think that Chad did stab Pietro. I can't believe this is happening.
5 years ago, my only artistic outlet was finger painting. Today, I'm taking art classes. Boy, have I changed my life for the better. Back then, I called the plumber when the faucet leaked. But today, I can change a washer myself. Now that's better. 5 years ago, I had to buy boxes of this and bottles of that to get my laundry clean and soft. But Bowl 3 detergent plus fabric softener changed that. A product that cleans, softens, and controls static cling all in one box. Now that's a change for the better. Oh, I know, only if it works. Well, Bowl 3 works. Look at this shirt. Muddy, right? This was just as muddy. And talk about softness. All towels should feel this soft. Now watch. No sticking, no crackling, no annoying static cling. All that from one product. That's some change.
A change for the better. Bold 3. Now Bold 3 is an even better value. Compare prices and see for yourself.
I love beautiful hair. Making it beautiful is the art of my profession. Yet there are women who perm beautifully at home with lilt. You see, the key is in the roll-up. A bad roll-up shows frizzes. A good roll-up, beautiful curls. Only Lilt has these amazing sponges. They grip better, roll up better for more beautiful hair. Lilt sponges help you roll up so professionally. It even makes me a little jealous.
Lilt's professional touch. Beautiful.
May I get you some more wine?
Oh, not for me, thank you.
I don't think so for me either.
All right.
You know something, Geraldine? It's too bad that Skylar and Raven really don't like each other, because when you think of it, they have a great deal in common.
My dear, I know exactly what you mean. They are both cunning, devious little beasts. They deserve each other.
Now, I'm not saying that that's a good basis for a relationship.
Why not? I think it would be marvelous if they were married. That way they could keep each other out of circulation. No, Nancy. Even though they might be born for each other, I don't see that happening. Not with their history.
Well, who knows? Skylar may forgive and forget. Although, you know, he strikes me as being a very stubborn person.
He's very persevering, I'll say that.
He certainly is persevering when it comes to the matter of buying the Monticello News. Did you know that he has plans for that paper?
Oh, but surely that's not for sale. I'd always heard the Scarboroughs would sooner sell their grandmother.
It is definitely not for sale. However, your nephew doesn't seem to want to believe that.
That's interesting, particularly in light of a recent letter I had from April Scott.
Oh, you heard from her? How nice. Nicole is saying all the time that she never hears from April and Draper.
Well, this was a business letter. I had the feeling that April is growing very weary of being an absentee owner. She asked me if I wanted to buy WMON instead of manage it.
Would you consider that? I mean, after all, isn't it just as difficult running the place as owning it?
Yeah, I imagine so. But, cheaper, my dear. Cheaper.
Well, I'm grateful to you, both of you, for being so helpful.
Well, I don't think that we told you anything you couldn't have read in the papers, Mr. Foley.
Oh, it's always helpful to talk to the people who are directly involved.
Oh, excuse me, I'm not involved. It's my name in my file.
Yes, but I think you have a very good theory that Jefferson Brown actually got your information from your file in Washington, D.C. I'll have to check into that further.
If you can verify that, please do call me.
Yes, I will. Look, I'm going to be in town for another week or so anyway. I may want to talk to you again if I can.
Well, if you think it'll do some good.
Well, I'll just have to see if I can find more pieces of the missing puzzle.
Puzzle? What is this puzzle? What are you looking for?
Well, we really won't be able to see the whole picture until all the pieces are put together, will we? Well, goodbye.
Bye. So what do you think?
I think the guy's real good at asking questions, and he's a whole lot better at avoiding them.
Yeah, I guess that's his job.
Well, they're not looking for Jefferson Brown. They're looking for his ex-boss. What was the guy's name?
Fowler Wilcox. Where have I heard that name before?
I don't know. It's familiar to me, too. But I was in a prisoner of war camp while that guy was in the State Department in Washington.
So I was in Switzerland. Oh, Jim, do you think that Mr. Foley is just misleading me on purpose?
What do you mean?
I mean that the man he is really interested in investigating is my father, and the government is opening some sort of new case.
And why would they do that?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just paranoid. You know, ever since I came to Monticello, it seems like my life is just one long investigation.
Jefferson Brown was a patient at your father's clinic. That's the only reason they're interested here.
Well, that's what he says anyway.
Val, honey, that chapter of your life is over. I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect you.
Hey, you wouldn't have enjoyed it, believe me.
No, I probably wouldn't. But I would have liked comforting you. I like it now.
Well, do you think that maybe they're investigating some sort of espionage? I got that impression.
Well, the guy is from the Counter-Espionage Agency.
Well, maybe that man that he mentioned, Fowler Wilcox, is some kind of spy.
Walter, you're drowning that poor salad.
I know, but I want a lot of taste.
Then try Good Seasons. A little Good Seasons has a lot more taste.
Anna Maria Alberghetti.
The Good Seasons lady.
Good Seasons Italian has 50% more herbs and spices than the leading bottle Italian dressing.
Hey, Good Seasons does have more herbs and spices.
50% more. That's why a little Good Seasons
Has a lot more taste.
Now try new Zesty Italian, too.
On Ryan's Hope.
I just want to know that you're all right.
I'm not all right.
I'm sorry.
You're still involved in the organization, and you've never stopped lying to me about it.
I was protecting
You were protecting yourself.
Ryan's Hope.
Hey, don't do that. Chief Mallory said that we shouldn't touch anything.
Well, they already dusted for fingerprints and took those pictures, so I don't think it matters anymore.
Let's get out of this place. I think that both of us could use a nice hot cup of coffee.
No, I don't want to leave yet, Kevin. I want to wait and see how they are.
Well, we can call the hospital from Sid's, okay?
I just have a feeling Chad is going to come back here.
Unless they keep him overnight.
You think they will?
How should I know? Come on, let's go. There's no use hanging around this place.
You're right. Kevin, look.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
Do you think Pietro did?
No, he would never do anything like this.
Unless he was so sore at Chad that he wanted to express his anger some way. That'd be a perfect way to do it,
No, I just
destroy a
don't
man's
think he would
work.
do that.
Well, people do crazy things when they get all worked up. Maybe he attacked the portrait, killed it the same way he thinks Chad killed his father and brothers.
No, I won't believe that.
You know, there are a lot of things you won't believe about Pietro. And about your friend Chad for that reason. Maybe this explains what happened here. Pietro took the knife, slashed the portrait, Chad grabbed it, and they fought.
Don't say that.
Well, it makes a lot of sense to me. They fought and Chad stabbed him.
No.
Jody, don't be so blind. These guys are enemies.
bitter political enemies. And you have nothing to do with their politics. You shouldn't get caught in between them because next time you may be the one that gets slapped.
Stop it right now!
I want to talk some sense into you.
Gavin, I am in the middle, and there's no place for me to go. You know who I am.
Yeah, I know who you are. The trouble is you don't know. You stopped being Jody Travis the day you decided you were that child of that stupid Martyr of Eden. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I wanted to slash her portrait. I wanted to throw it away, get rid of it, get it out of our lives for good. I am sick and tired of her.
Well, and don't worry about it because you won't ever hear her name mentioned again. Not from me, and that's a promise.
Come on, let's go.
No!
What do you mean, no?
I said go by yourself. I'm staying here.
Don't be stupid.
I can't help it. I'm stupid like my ancestor. I've inherited her stupidity.
I can't let you just go home alone.
Get out of here.
All right. If that's what you want.
This is no use. This cannot be fixed.
Jody, why are you still here?
Chad, what happened? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. They said I didn't have to stay.
What about Pietro?
He's dead. He died in the ambulance.
Did you do it?
What?
You heard me! Did you kill Pietro? Did he slash that portrait? Did you grab him and stab him with a knife?
You're hysterical.
I'm not telling the truth now!
You kill him.
You're lying!
I'm telling you the truth.
No, you hated him. You were enemies. He would have killed you if you had the chance, but now you had nurture and that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to kill him, yes! Why should I believe you? Give me one good reason why!
I'll tell you why. Because we weren't enemies. Try to understand me. We weren't enemies at all, Jody. Pietro and I were on the same side.
Mrs. Wright wrote Playtex about her girdle.
I have a better half and a worse half. So I used to wear a heavy girdle with panels, uncomfortable. Then I tried your I Can't Believe It's a Girdle. That incredibly strong, amazingly light fabric, it holds and feels comfortable. I Can't Believe It's a Girdle. Firm control, but lightweight and comfortable. Thank you, Playtex.
Now save 20% on all I Can't Believe It's a girdles.
If you were a dog, what dry dog food would you want to eat? 1 flavor, 2 flavors, 3 flavors, or the most variety you can get? 4 flavor, come and get it. The only dry dog food with the flavors of beef, cheese, liver, and chicken in one bag. Come and get it, Riley. You wouldn't settle for less than 4 flavors. Why should he? Come and get it. Because if you were a dog, wouldn't you want 4 flavor variety too?
This is Joan London. Tomorrow, our unemployment series concludes. Also, Coretta King and Charlton Heston. Next week, Donna Summer on Good Morning America.
Tonight, women bodybuilders. Why do they do it? Watch 2020.
Put your cats together and win up to $5,000 in the Pepsi Challenge matching money game. You could find your perfect match.
Pepsi's got your tail.